Windass sat down with Danny Rohl before the West Brom game. Hello and welcome to this video. If you could like, share and subscribe to the channel, much appreciate it. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets us in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when live streams happen. And notification bell hopefully will work now. But Josh Windass, before the game versus Blackburn Rovers, sat down with Danny Rohl in a one-on-one meeting to talk about what they want to do and try and figure it out. Now, we know that Josh Windass in this game did really well in getting the first goal. He saw the mistake, went for it, and he did really well with the pressing, actually. The first time in a while where we've seen the pressing aspect of Josh Windass come back. And it's been really nice to see. And to be fair, that's his fourth since returning from injury, where he just looked a bit better and looked better with how he's been trying to get going. Because he's really struggled this season just with injuries, which is a shame because when he's on he's very good for us. Danny Rohl spoke to him and said, I spoke the day before with Josh in an individual meeting. I told him what I demand from him today versus Blackburn Rovers. He said he agreed that he demands a lot from himself. This is important. It's not about talk. It's about showing, and Josh showed how helpful he can be for us. A lot of players came into that game and showed up. It was not just about talking. It was about really showing. For Josh last week, we had not been easy. He had a big injury, and again, I told him he must take responsibility. If you want to be a big player and a strong leader on the pitch, then you must take responsibility and show up. It makes no sense just to talk. He did this, and I think that's where you get a little bit of that celebration in doing that. And I think it was a kind of tongue-in-cheek thing at Danny, but in a kind of funny way, kind of going talk, and he showed that. He delivered, he fought for every inch, and it was important. He showed equality with his performance from everyone. We can go into the last two games. And this is the thing, you need to see this. We need to see us just get 2 wins, and that probably seals us in the Championship for next season. And yes, West Brom are going to be keeping an eye on today's results versus Coventry and Hull. They're going to need some results in their favour today. But here's the thing. Last night, Leicester won 5-0. Could have done without that, but it is what it is. We need to see the same performance at home against West Brom. Now, it is an absolute sellout for the last game of the season at home. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they respond to that. And they should respond really well to it. You look at how they responded to the 7,000 at Blackburn Rovers. Barry Bannon also went on to say, if you want, on the opening goal, he said, if you want it to drop to someone, it'd probably be him because he's a clean striker of the ball and his technique. He is really, really good. Listen, he's a big player. He brings big moments. We've seen that in his Sheffield Wednesday career. He got a habit of scoring big goal, and his Blackburn goal is probably right up there. It was a great goal, and that shows you how much he's been missed. He's a big player for this club, and we've missed having him on the pitch. And we have. We have 100% missed having that ability from Josh Windass, just to press, just to try and get at people. And it's been one of those things, when he's on song, he's very good for us in a blue and white shirt. He always has been. And I think for us, it's just little niggly injuries. If we can get him past these niggly injuries and get a really full-length season, it'd be fantastic. Is he one that you want to re-sign in the summer? It's the same conversation we had yesterday with Marvin Johnson. Depends. I think it depends with Josh, because we know what he can do, and he seems to work very well with Danny. And I think for a lot of the Wednesday players who are out of contract, the ones who have got little injury concerned, it's about having a look how we can manage them when it comes to it. It's going to be interesting to see what that retain list is at the end of the season, because there's been so much talk about who's staying, who's not staying, and it's like Barry Bannon put a post up, I think it was a Sunday or Monday, going, look, I love playing with my mates kind of thing, because he was talking about Palmer and Windass, and he said maybe more. And maybe that's a sign that both him, all three of them, Palmer, Windass, and Bannon, get contract extensions. And you kind of hope that is a little bit the case, because you need to keep that little bit of a core group who are in the Wednesday team. And I think it's quite handy in that sense. But on the likes of someone like a Windass, it's all about trying to keep him fit. When he's fit and on song, he's fantastic. But how many games have we had him fit this season? Let's just have a quick look, so I can have a look at that in transfer market. I don't think it's been many games we've had him this season. And that's the bit that's really annoying. Yeah, he's done 23 appearances this season out of a 40-odd game season, which ain't great. And the injuries he's had, I think they're all muscle injuries. He had a knock. Where is it? It hasn't updated, so they're all from his Rangers spell. But when he was at Rangers, he always seemed to have like 5 problems and stuff. But yeah, he's only played 23 games this season. He played... What did he play last season? Show me. It's not going to show me. Last season. Okay, it's not going to show me anything for last season. But yeah, so he's only played 22 games this season, which, when you think about it, isn't great. But at the same time, when he had turned up, he's done okay. He got 4 goals this season with 2 assists. You kind of want that to be more, ideally. But I don't know. He's 30 years old. There's always been talk of him going elsewhere. There was like a lot of talk when he initially we initially went down that he could be possibly going to say somewhere like, I think it was South America. Ironically, this is the most he played at any club for a long period of time. 107 appearances and 28 goals. So he did 23 appearances this season, 34 appearances last season, only 9 the following season because he got injured, 41, and he did 41 in the 2020-21 season. So he can do that whole thing. When he was at Wigan, he did 39. So he can do the long part of the season. He just struggled that last little bit with injuries, and I don't know how you get him out of that injury spell as such, because it does need to happen. We need to get him into a position where he's not injured all the time. But we know he can change games. We know he can 100% change games. He's a player that if you get him in that routine, that rhythm, you get him pressing with someone up high as well, he can change games. And that's what we need right now. We need game changers, and we've got one in Josh Windass.